What is up, Lancers? Welcome to our 6th episode of Lancer Media's Deep Talk podcast. I'm your co-host, MJ.
And I'm your other co-host, Rain.
With us are...
Anderson,
Alex,
and Gabriel.
And today, I'm also going to be on the soundboard. All right, today's episode, again, this is our 6th episode, and today's main subject is classes and electives. Because with fourth quarter already underway, we've all of us, I hope all of us have settled into our electives and are in our classes. And so to start things off, let's just get it out there. Like, what electives are you guys taking this year?
I'm taking culinary and band.
taking band, guitar, and Spanish.
I've got French and theater currently.
HVAC and medical assistant.
All right, and I am taking orchestra. And yeah, no, I'm like, yeah, it's so bad. Orchestra and AP Computer Science Principles. Thank you.
Bravo.
I know, it's so difficult. All right, let's go. Rain, you mentioned culinary arts. Is that here or is that an academy class where you have to go somewhere else?
So there are two different kinds of culinary courses. There's the culinary at Edison and also the culinary here, which is just nutrition and wellness. There's a full year nutrition and wellness and a half year that's mixed with architecture and fashion design.
Architecture and fashion design?
It's a half and half, so it's based off the
Oh, so it's like one class, but like it's basically two different courses in one class. Oh, that makes sense.
It's mostly for freshmen and sophomores, while the full year course is only for juniors and up.
Okay. And then Anderson, you mentioned you were in band, right?
Yeah.
What is it? What how is the band split up and where are you like in the kind of like in the hierarchy of the band? I don't know how to describe it.
Honestly, just different types of bands. We got wind ensemble, which is advanced band. Then we got regular band, which is concert band, and then we got percussion, which is basically the drum, syllables, all the other parts that aren't the wind instruments. So far, I don't think there's any type of hierarchy in band, so usually we're all in the same spot, but we all have...
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
But
Yeah.
there are drum majors, and
There
we
are
also
drum
have
majors,
marching
yeah.
band.
That is true. Then there is a hierarchy in marching band. There is the drum majors who is basically the overall leader, and then we have we have the captains for each section. We have captain for the winds, we have a captain for the brass, and captain for percussion. We also have color guard. It's also a captain there as well. We also have a field captain who helps out with marching and showing us to our spots. And there's also a second drum major who's assistant drum major. That's basically it for marching band. But regular band, like wind ensemble, concert band, and percussion, there's no hierarchy, but there are clear leaders in there.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's
Mostly
totally
our
understandable.
teachers and assistant teachers.
Yeah. But anyways, going back to theater, because I was in one of the shows, I think I had the choice to go to theater 2 or 3.
Really?
Yeah. So what is it like? Yeah, that's kind of a fun tidbit. If you ever
got a
decide,
head start.
Yeah, no. If you guys ever decide to do a production here at Lewis, if you ask and if your role I think is major enough, you can you don't have to start at theater 1. You can immediately jump ahead to theater 2.
Really?
Yeah. I had that choice and I would have taken it if I didn't have other electives that I needed to do.
Do you know if that applies for tech theater as well?
I only know about acting theater. Tech theater, I am not too sure.
That's
You'd have to talk with Miss
Yeah.
Lynch, the theater teacher.
I'm thinking, because if I took something like that, I worked on both shows last year, so I could just be like,
Yeah.
howdy, you folks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, and then Gabe, what were your electives again? You said
HVAC and medical assistant.
medicals. Okay, so I kind of can guesstimate medical assistant. What was the first one?
HVAC.
HVAC. Oh, are you talking about engineering?
Yeah.
Is it? And then what is it? Are you in pre-engineering or or just normal engineering?
I'm in pre-engineering, but I don't think I'll take it. Again.
Like, cause what is it? Cause I know, like, cause I have, wow, I forgot that I also have advanced engineering.
Yeah.
Wow, I forgot in my third elective. But anyways, yeah, cause what is it? I know after my engineering class, I see you come into the engineering room. So I just didn't know what elective you were taking.
Yeah.
All right, so guys, so that's all the electives you guys are currently doing. Are there any that you're interested in, like, doing if you had the space to do it in your schedule?
I would definitely try out for the culinary course in Edison, because apparently over there's an entire cafe that they run. They create different kinds of sweets for teachers. They bring in guest chefs and all kinds of things. It's more advanced.
Yeah, so the course at Edison basically just offers a lot more opportunities. That's pretty cool.
In basic explanation, I am interested in joining theater, so not sure how I could probably fit that in my schedule next year, because like I don't need to take math next year, so I can probably take theater.
And remember, if you can, like, try to ask Miss Lynch if you can, like, if you can go ahead and go straight to theater too, because you already have that acting experience. Because I mean,
Yeah.
you were in the Legally Blonde musical last year.
I still have a positive experience working at that, man, especially working with you and everybody else, man.
Oh, thanks. All right, Alex.
I kind of want to get back to guitar because I took guitar last year, so that would put me in guitar too. I didn't pick it per se because I guess I just thought, the idea of French and theater. French I had to keep going with. Theater was just, ooh, that's shiny, right? So I was thinking, okay, I'll do that one. The other one that I would like to take if I had the time, which I wouldn't have because I wasn't here freshman year, and then both this year and the year before that I showed up late, like already a decent chunk into the school year. Auto shop looked crazy, and I thought I wanted to do that. But I think to do auto shop, at least to get sufficiently far into auto shop, that's like a 2-3 year thing.
Okay.
So
I mean, well, what is it? You're a sophomore right now, right?
No,
Or a
I'm a junior.
Oh, okay. Because what is it? If you were a sophomore, I would have been like, yeah, that's pretty doable, I think.
Yeah, but I just didn't have the space for it.
Yeah,
last
no, that's
year,
totally
so.
understandable. What about you, Gabe? Any electives that you would be interested in trying?
Well, I was pretty much interested in taking theater or theater tech.
All right. That's good. That's good to hear. Because what is it? Especially since there's a lot of people leaving this year who are part of theater tech theater. Like the extra hands are the fresh and extra hands are always nice for the department.
We're gonna miss the gang.
I know. I'm gonna miss theater too. All right. Okay. So out of, like, it can be from any of your electives. So what's one thing that you guys kind of like learned or like taken away from it?
I'd have to say I learned a lot, but a lot has been taken away from me for band. Because if you're in band, you have to commit to it or you won't make it. With marching band, you have to be there for practices, and then you have to also practice for concerts, and there's everything else.
Okay, Anderson?
Yeah, I can second on that for marching band. So I haven't learned much from band this year because like it's my third year doing it, so it's almost the same, but we're learning different new pieces of music. I've definitely learned a lot more in Spanish because it is my native language, and I would like to communicate better with my parents and my family, who all speak Spanish. Like, my parents are the only ones who can understand my broken Spanish, so I want to fix that up.
All right.
Yeah. This is less of an academic thing, more of, I don't know what you'd call it. Okay, so with theater, something I found out, and I kind of been thinking about, is the valueness of self-sufficiency. Because all of theater is driven, if you think about it, right? If you think about performance, that's driven by you, right? And it's also driven by the people around you, but particularly you. And it's just kind of what you put in, you get out. So, yeah, I guess it's important to know what you want to do, and it's important to go out there and put yourself out and make yourself heard.
Okay, yeah, that's good. Gabe, what's something that you've learned in that you've learned in your electives?
Well, something that I've taken, well, mostly from STEM was a Pythagorean theorem that it's pretty helpful now in geometry.
I know, right? Who knew that just remembering a squared plus b squared equals c squared could help you out in the facet of engineering?
And I still remember that the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell.
Ah, yes.
Hell yeah.
Yes. What we learned in biology, guys, the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell.
The most important thing you gotta learn.
Yeah, I think something that I think I've learned from my electives, especially for me, because I took orchestra back again. It's just like, honestly, it really just takes dedication to kind of get like what you want out of it. Because if I didn't put in as much effort as I did, like being in an orchestra and picking the viola back up, like I probably wouldn't play. Like right now, I still don't feel like I'm at the same level as I did when I stopped, but I feel like I'm slowly getting back there because I've been like, because I genuinely love like orchestra and I love playing on my viola.
Do you plan on continuing the viola after you graduate?
Yes. After I graduate, I am planning to continue doing orchestra and, if I can, theater. Because honestly, I know those two things. I feel like I can't live without it at this point. It's kind of like an integral part of me, if that makes sense.
If you go to Ford's Theater, I bet they would accept you. They
Oh,
have some of the
The
best.
Kennedy Center.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love getting paid. I love getting paid as an actor.
Oh man, I love money. I'm special.
All right.
Getting paid for something that you really love doing feels more like an accomplishment than actual work.
And remember, guys, if you love your job, it's not your job.
That's fair.
All right. So moving on. So the question here is, what's your favorite class and why? Remember, guys, it's not just like any it can just doesn't have. I'll say this: it doesn't have to be any of your classes. It can be any classes that or that you've like seen or like you want to do because there's something about it that you like.
I feel like it would be the pastry arts for me, because pastry arts is only accessible for seniors, and I love pastries. I'd love to make them for hobbies and just anything else. I feel like making things by yourself instead of getting it from a cake shop might not work out, but it's 10 times better.
Am I allowed to decide two favorite classes? I cannot choose between band or guitar. It's like,
Ooh.
yeah.
Well,
I
guitar is sort of in the same section as band, so
I mean, it counts. Yeah, it counts.
Close enough.
Hold. Oh, you say
it's closer to band than it is orchestra.
I mean, I don't know.
Organizing instruments into different sections has always been kind of funky.
It
Yeah.
is.
But yeah, like it's good to know that your favorite classes are especially like music classes, because like,
My whole life, I've been writing on music.
exactly. All right, Alex, what's your favorite class?
Honestly, I like my HOA class right now. When I got
Who's your teacher?
Mr. Daly.
Yes. Okay. Like, what is it? I totally agree with that. What is it? I loved HOA last year, and I think part of that was like Mr. Daly as a teacher. Like, what is it?
Right.
He brings life into HOA.
I can't tell if it's a legal thing, if it's like a county thing, whatever it is. I know that a lot of teachers in this school have a lot of freedom to teach the curriculum their way. And now, for better or worse, that's how it is, right? Some do more with it, some do less with it, but each person does their own with it. And I guess at the end of the day, while a lot of teachers technically don't really have to put in the amount of effort that a lot of them do, he does. Because it's one of those things where I genuinely believe that he likes doing it, right? And the fact that he likes doing it is infectious. So that's what makes HOA.
Ah, okay, I
And
get it.
also, other thing, I hate to just say, oh, well, the class is awesome because, the teacher's great. Well, the class is fun. HOA is good.
Hey, what is it? History classes are always some of the
Yeah.
make or break classes that you'll enjoy or not.
Depends on the person, but,
Yeah.
I'm into that.
Yeah. Gabe, what about you? What's your favorite class?
I have two, and I'm still debating on which one I should pick. So,
I mean, what is it? We have we have the time. You can explain why both of your classes are your favorite.
well, I say on the first hand, it's STEM because I've learned a lot of new formulas that I didn't know in geometry. It really helped me out, and it just makes geometry way easier.
Yeah, because I totally agree with that. Because what is it? I think because I'm in advanced engineering right now, or I say advanced engineering, but the engineering kids and the advanced engineering kids are just put together. But basically, like in that one class, like it's really like that's why like I can't. I'm pretty sure it's I think the recommended math is I think you have to have at least finished pre-calc, I think, but but regardless, that's not really the point. The point I'm trying to make is that Mr. White will introduce formulas, and like if you're not that if you're not far into into your math career, it engineering does kind of get a little bit difficult, but at the same time it's also really rewarding when you understand it.
Yeah, and I joined because last year I saw the pre-engineering students make guitars, so I was
Yes, you are totally right about that. What is it? Engineering, the engineering projects last year were pretty fun because what is it? Yeah, I was one of the people that made the guitars.
That
Yeah.
seems so fun.
Y'all made guitars?
We made electric guitars. So
Electric guitars?
Electric guitar.
What?
yeah,
How do you
yeah.
even make one of those?
It's
Oh.
what is it? It took us a quarter and some change to finish it. But the thing is the guitar body is already done, and all you really had to do was sort of assemble it. But we also had to make it our own because we painted it the color we wanted. What is it? The little guitar head at the top. What is it? We sketched and cut it out ourselves.
Really?
Oh.
Yeah, what is it? My guitar is specifically Star Wars themed.
Of course.
So, yeah. So
Is that the one I've seen, or is that something else?
is it the red one?
Maybe.
Yeah. What is it?
That's the one?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just
Yeah.
imagining the Home Depot theme playing while I'm just
Dun, 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 dun. Yeah. Yeah. What is it? I mean, yeah. And then when I finished it, it was so fun to play with it. But I kind of need to open it up because I think it's not working properly. I don't know why, but after finishing it, I was really happy with what I made because it's my own instrument.
Did you take it home, or
Oh yeah, I took it home.
was there a group of you that worked on it?
Pretty much the entire class worked on it. If you
Worked
didn't,
on one?
oh no, not worked on one. We all had our own.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and if you didn't finish your guitar, it was either you were I mean, that was kind of on you, but mostly everyone finished their guitars to my knowledge. Okay. And okay, so anyways, moving on. What are you guys' least favorite classes? And okay, say why. Although, if because it's we're talking about least favorite classes, we are not allowed to name drop at all. So teachers, students, whoever, we are not allowed to name drop.
Gotcha.
I can't even say. I mean, technically, I don't hate any of my classes. It's just the way that the classes work and the classroom environment. I have my biology class. I like biology. I like my biology class, but the atmosphere is awkward
Awkward.
and really demeaning.
Ooh, yikes.
I want to go to biology, but I don't feel like
It's
going
like-
to a demeaning place.
Yeah, it's like I want to learn, but it's like at that point it feels more like a learn and go than a learn and stay. Yeah, no, that totally makes sense.
I'm gonna just answer with a basic answer. Math class, specifically pre-calc.
Oh yeah, well I mean, that's the thing. Not a lot of people will like genuinely enjoy their math class because math is something that like you were to ask the average Joe, you'd be like you could literally respond like, yeah, I'll take it or leave it.
Yeah, but yeah. I used to love math, but then that class just soured it entirely for me.
Yeah, it takes It takes a lot of willpower to power through math classes if you don't especially enjoy math.
Exactly, right?
Okay, well, in honesty, I got way luckier, at least this year, than last year. Now, if it was last year, still not, pointing out any names, I would say I generally disliked the majority of my classes last year. Basically, maybe like a handful, 2, 3 were okay, but the rest I didn't like. This year, if you had to ask me a least favorite, they're all pretty good this year. If you had to ask me a least favorite class, I'd either give you a mix of chemistry and English. And chemistry, neither of them are bad. I think it's more of just a personal taste, Chemistry,
Yeah.
Chemistry is just a bit hard to keep up bit hard to keep up with, and blame by myself, frankly, but it's just a bit difficult because I have a bunch of other classes that I keep up with. And then English, simply because compared from last year, there were some fun things I did with English, and I just think they're not there right now. But English,
Yeah,
with
that
the
totally
teacher,
makes
the
sense.
people there, it's fine, right? There's nothing wrong with it. It's just I kind of wish there was a couple more things going on.
Well, if I had to say, I'd say English, because it pretty much just plain quiet. I get to
Ooh.
sleep.
That's fair.
It's a good class to
That's-
sleep in. So.
I don't know. Yeah, I totally agree with that. Like, come on, you guys have got to agree. Like, if you're in a quiet class and and what you're learning isn't all that interesting, at some point you're gonna just like clock out and just start counting sheep.
What is biology and English? Good classes to sleep in.
Yeah, what are you saying, Gabe?
Biology and English, when they're quiet, it's a good class to sleep in. Especially
If you don't get caught.
Not
Yeah.
my English class.
Who's your teacher? You can go ahead and
Miss Stevens.
What is
she
it?
She is amazing and she is the best, but she does not let anyone sleep in her class.
Oh yeah, no, that's totally understandable. There are there are some teachers that are chill, that are chill or not with sleeping in class. Although I'm pretty sure I know before it used to be it was half chill, half you can't sleep in class. Although I think lately a lot of teachers are slowly not letting kids fall asleep in class. Although I'm not sure what's the cause of that. Although that's just something I've noticed.
But as long as you have a reason, Miss Stevens will let you. She's really kind. I don't know why everyone says she's so mean. I don't get it.
Yeah, but and it's also with a lot. I've also noticed that a lot. It's I get that there are some people that don't select teachers, but honestly, if you don't give a teacher a chance to get to know them or to get them to teach you, then then it's kind of you kind of forfeit to begin with. Yeah, and then let's see. What else was I thinking of right now? Oh, that's right. Because what is it? Yeah, my least favorite class is a little. What is it? Out of all of my class, I generally do like all of my classes. There's always something about it that keeps me interested. I guess if anything, my least favorite class right now is dual enrollment English, and that's because because dual enrollment English is a college level course, and so the workload is a lot more dense and is a lot more dense and timely than high school curriculum. And it also doesn't help that like at least for my dual enrollment English class, we have to submit things both through Schoology and Canvas.
Ooh.
If you guys have ever used Canvas, yeah, I think a lot of colleges use Canvas, but at the same time, it's like it was like you can get points off for like submitting it in one spot and then for totally forgetting to submit it in the other in the other place.
Can we be real? School systems are so obsessed with their organization and standardization of all the softwares and networks they
True.
have. Just pick a lane.
I do
Pick
get it,
one
though.
thing.
You guys remember?
Use that.
Yeah, what does you guys
Come
remember
on.
for like the solid? Yeah,
Remember Blackboard?
I
Oh,
miss
I miss Blackboard.
Google Classroom?
Chalkboards. Oh my
Or
God.
Google Classroom.
Google
Google
Classroom.
Classroom was low-key so funny because like, obviously you had like a place stuff all your assignments, but you could also make your own classes. I did that a lot with my friends back in middle school.
You could do that?
Yes, you could create your
Yeah.
own Google Class.
I did not know this.
Over back when I was in elementary school, we had this little game system. It was called, I think, Dojojo. It was
I think-
so fun. It was a little green person, and each of the students had their own little monster that they could create. And every single
remember
time we would finish an assignment, they would level up, and we would get things.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
it
what is
sounds
it like? What is it
familiar.
like? What is it like? Like what is it like? You do good in class,
Yeah.
it levels up. You do bad in class, it like no. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Let's see. Oh man, I miss those days. Actually, speaking of which, what is it? Right now we're out of questions, but I just thought of a new one. Like if you were to so let's say you're going back in time and you could meet your like younger or past self. What's something that you tell them about like the classes that you're taking right now? Like it could be anything from like, oh, when you encounter this class, don't forget to do this, or hey, when you get to high school, do this class. You're really going to enjoy it. Kind of like that.
I already knew that my younger self always wanted to do cooking, so I wouldn't tell them anything about that. I always did band when I was a kid, did recorder for 3 years. I'd say if it was just about warning them, I would say to my younger self that my mom's math was 10 times as fun as school. Because my mom, when I was in 4th grade, my mom would always give me like pre-cal, algebra,
Oh, so kinda-
trigonometry.
okay.
It was so fun to learn with her, just writing and solving problems. But when you go into school and like try and learn those things, it's 10 times harder because you don't trust someone or you don't understand the curriculum.
Yeah, I totally get that.
I would tell my past self not to take Peacock and instead take math, IB math. 'Cause that's I've heard from friends. That's way easier than Peacock itself.
Oh, is it easier?
Yeah, apparently it is.
Okay.
And then I'd also tell them try taking a saxophone because I love the trumpet, but I would also like to try and play the
Oh.
saxophone. I kind
that's-
of I'm jealous
okay.
with the saxophones in my.
All right, Alex.
I would tell past me figure out what you're gonna do before you get there.
Oh, totally. That makes so much sense.
Because I didn't do that. Okay, well, other thing I would say, I would also tell myself to take HOA because when I had to decide the classes that I was going to take at the start of this year, after I turned up to the school like literally a quarter, I think I... Were you good?
Don't worry about it. Keep going.
You good? You good? Are you good?
Okay, no. I'm good.
All right.
It's okay. Don't worry. We're okay.
Okay,
No one's dying. No one's dead.
Fantastic. I turned up, a quarter late. So basically, I think October 16th, 17th, something like that. That's when I showed up here. And that's only like, I mean, it's not that long ago
Yeah, it's
of
like-
me to
yeah.
warn. But still, right? I would tell myself, right, to kind of just, not that many things. I would kind of just say, figure it out. It'll lead there. You'll get lucky, right? It'll be fine. But if anything, I would totally tell me like 2 years ago, so not that long, but still like 2 years ago, I'd say, if you want to take any of these cool things over there, you got to plan that out, and you got to pick the one you're going to do now. because sitting where I am right now, with around basically only a year left of high school, a lot of those fancy options, I would only have a year of them, right? So really, you just gotta think of those a bit earlier. Not too earlier, but still a bit earlier.
Yeah, that totally makes sense. Gabe, what's something that you would tell your past self about the class that you're taking?
Well, what I tell myself would be that I'm not gonna regret the options that I took, because if I didn't take the option or the risk of joining Lancer Media, I wouldn't be here talking to you. And I think that's a blessing.
Exactly. Gotta take the leap, and then you can so you can do fun things like be part of this podcast.
Yeah.
Woo!
Be part of the communities.
Yes, actually. What is it? Then actually, that's actually something that I would tell my younger self. It's like, be like, hey, I'm letting you know right now. Like whatever you do, like always always make the most out of the communities that you end up being a part of, whether it's like joking around in my AP computer science principles class while we're doing work, whether it's like bonding with my fellow orchestra students, like, oh yeah guys, who's ready for the assessment? Yes, not really, but yeah, we're gonna try. Or something, or like you're in theater, like whether you're like whether you're in class or you're doing the production, like there's always a community of people that you get to like talk and interact with. And I would tell them like focus on the people more.
I'm like totally eavesdropping your guys' conversation. Can I add something?
Oh,
Yeah,
sure. By the way, real quick, one of our longtime speakers on the podcast, Evelyn, just wants to say something real quick. Go
Evelyn
ahead.
cameo for
I
real.
was
Yes.
totally eavesdropping over there. I would tell my younger self, do not let the counselors and like all the people who ask you to pick your classes like make you take all these ridiculous classes that you just don't need. Like, I took chemistry, did not need to take chemistry for no reason. Like, why did I take chemistry? I have no idea. Don't let them do that. Just pick the classes that you want to take. Obviously, take the ones that you have to take, but like, don't do all the extra stuff because there's no point. There's no point. It just stresses you out.
Unless you're actually interested with that certain topic, then I wouldn't like feel the need to go and dive into something that I don't know or I don't care about.
Yup. And the thing is, like, right now, so I'm graduating a year early. So technically I'm a junior, but I'm graduating this year. If I hadn't taken chemistry last year, I would not be in science right now because I failed the chemistry SOL. Because, first of all, who makes a chemistry SOL? What is a chemistry SOL?
I didn't need it. I didn't take it.
Who thought that was a good
haven't taken
idea?
it yet.
Who thought that was a good idea? So right now I'm in geosystem, right? Because I failed the chemistry SOL. Because they were like, oh, you should take chemistry. Don't take chemistry. What was the point?
That is some pretty good.
What was the
advice.
point?
All right, thank you. Or thanks, Evelyn. That was
You're welcome.
all right. So what is it? Are there any more? Is there anything else that you guys want to say about classes and electives?
I'd just say that any class or elective that you like, take it. Maybe you'll find people or find someone that you're going to be really close to. For instance, all of my friends I met throughout the school years, through my electives, and through my classes. And without them, I don't even think that I would pass half of them.
True. If you don't have friends or like classmates to have in your classes, like it makes a class like a tiny bit harder than it needs to be. Yeah. Well, what is it? It's almost time for us to go, so I think we'll end it here. Thank you guys so much for listening in on the podcast. Thank you guys for joining in for almost. What is it? This is your guys' first time in this podcast, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I plan to be here much more.
Yeah. What is that? Yeah, I can't wait. What is it? Yeah, I can't wait for you guys to be in the podcast more. All right. So. Once again, this is the end of the episode. Thank you guys for listening. Again, I'm your co-host MJ.
I'm your other co-host, Rain.
What is it? What is it? With us are our speakers.
Anderson.
Alex.
And Gabe.
What is it again? Guest surprise from Eve. Eve, try and yell really loudly. See if the mic picks it up.
What am I saying?
Being like, just say hi because I'm mentioning that you had a cameo.
Hi guys.
Yep. All right. And again, I'm on the soundboard. Thank you. Thank you guys so much, and we'll see you guys in the next episode.
Okay. Bye, Lancers.
Bye, Lancers.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye bye.